Hey, Spider Nation, welcome back to another episode of Spider-Man's Tangled WebShow. I'm Jonathan, webmaster of SpiderManFanRave.com, SpiderManFanRave.com. Go on over there. We got some cool Spider-Man stuff for you. I actually just redesigned the site today. I kind of give it a little bit of a visual overhaul. I was kind of sick of the old look, so I decided, hey, let's give it a change. I'm certain that I'm probably going to redesign it again in probably like 6 months because I can never find a look that I'm patient with for more than 6 months. So enjoy this one while it lasts, because I'm sure it will go away at some point. But that's right. I'm Jonathan.
John?
I'm Jonathan, webmaster of SpiderManFanRave.com, and tonight I'm being joined by James. What's going on, James?
Nothing much. I'm just, just having a normal day. I, got home from school. I'm kind of tired after that. Not really much else happened today. Like, literally, it was a pretty boring day. Been eating Superman versus Batman Doritos and drinking Superman Batman Dr. Pepper. So obviously, I'm hyped for a fucking Captain America trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I need to tell you what we're talking about tonight. Damn, that Ant-Man scene looked good, James. Didn't it? That was
it's so comics.
It was impressive. And what about that moment where Black Widow looked brooding about something? That was impressive.
I want to know, what is Black Panther so angry about at Bucky Barnes? Did he steal his girlfriend? Did he have the last piece of pizza? Did he call him a not-so-PC thing for 2016 from a guy from the 40s? Why is he so mad at him? Now, I know I took that joke from Black Nerd Comedy, but I don't care. It's a funny joke.
And James, I feel like there's something else we're forgetting with this trailer. Can you put your finger on it? Oh, that's right. Steve Rogers saying, "I could do this all day."
No, I was gonna say the cool badass part where Tony backhands him, and then in the suit, like the mask comes on his suit, and he goes, "You just started the war." And I was like so waiting for him to go, "You just started the war. The Civil War."
That's exactly what I was thinking, like, in my mind. This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony. Oh my God. Okay, this is not a Captain America show, but as a Captain America fan and as an Iron Man fan that I know James is, I was pleased. I was very pleased, and I want to see this movie right now.
But, I'm so pleased for it because it's literally looks like, it's a really good adaptation of Civil War. I mean, you got almost everything you need for Civil War. Cap's on one side, Iron Man's all pro, kind of not really restoration, but full. The government coming in. Whatever the Accords, I think they're calling the restoration in this movie. So he's all full with the government backing us and supervising us. So you got all those elements, and of course you got elements of a certain web-slinging wonder making an appearance to be the third wheel of it.
Oh yeah, he was in this trailer. Oh, where was he in this trailer?
He's the one with the green skin, right? That becomes real big, when he's angry. That's the guy I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
Or is he the God of Thunder?
No, I thought he was the guy who ran really fast.
Oh, John, I know how to describe him. He's the guy with the multi-billionaire company, all the high-tech gadgets, all the suit, and millions of girlfriends and espionage and S.H.I.E.L.D. backing him.
No, that
Tony Stark.
Right. I was gonna say that doesn't sound right. No, that doesn't sound right. All right, we won't beat around the bush anymore. Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Peter Parker made his debut in this trailer, and the first thing he did,
hi guys,
was steal Steve Rogers' shield and put him in web cuffs. Thank you, Marvel.
Literally, the joke online is like that one scene was like, people can shit all they want at Sony, and you know who I'm talking about. All they want. It just say something that a whole 2-minute trailer that had all this epic stuff is completely made irrelevant by the last 10 seconds by this guy.
Oh, come on. But I like Steve Rogers, James. Okay, but yes, I'm all kidding aside, as much as it hurts that the first thing I see of MCU Spider-Man is him attacking my current favorite MCU character. You know what? We'll talk about Spider-Man. We'll talk about what we think of him. Now, let's preface this. We have one line of dialogue and a jump to go off of, but we also do have a look at the suit. And so we will open up with just general thoughts. James, first impression, MCU Spidey, how you feeling?
Well, he's too young for a 15-year-old. He's too stupid. The eye gimmick. I'm just kidding you. It was great. The really cool thing is like everybody is there's like this almost kind of meta like fourth wall breaking with the scene they picked and the lines, because you got Iron Man who says I lost my patience, and that kind of represents the fans have been waiting for Spider-Man ever since Iron Man 1 and Spider-Man 3 came out about 12 months from each other. People are wondering, is there ever going to be a crossover with these Marvel characters from the ones that are not owned by Marvel Studios? And now you finally got that. And you got the whole I lost my patience. It's like, yeah, we get it. You guys want Spider-Man. Here he is. Hi, everyone. Well, he's looking dead center of the camera. Obviously, he's talking to the other heroes, but he's like looking at the fans like, hi, guys, I'm really here. And I got Cap's shield. That symbolizes it. I got Captain America's shield. This ain't me holding on to a glider. This ain't me holding on to Venom. This ain't me holding on to something else from the Spider-Man line. This ain't me holding on to Dan Donnie's freaking head smirking or something. No, distance yourself from that stuff. This is me in the MCU with the shield. I'm holding Cap's shield. You're actually seeing a big screen scene of Spider-Man holding Captain America's shield and looking badass, saying, hey guys, what's up? And the way that line is delivered, how it's that nervous, awkward teenager who just like showed up and he's like, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Ant-Man. Like he's like looking around, he's like, hi guys. Like you can tell by the tone of his voice, he is as nervous and probably pissing himself. As bad as he looks,
I would be
he's
too,
sweating himself probably.
Because here's the thing, you've got one master assassin who, given the fact that he's a teenage boy, he's probably salivating over under that mask. You've got Tony Stark, who could kill him by just doing, and then you've got Steve Rogers, who could literally, I mean, obviously it's Steve Rogers, so he wouldn't, but who could beat the crap out of him without breaking a sweat. I would be nervous too.
There's also a second scene people think in the trailer that might be Spider-related. How you got Cap in that kind of poor looking, kitchen. So many people are speculating that that's Aunt May's house, and then after the airport fight, he's going to meet up with Peter and he's going to talk to him, and Peter's going to jump sides. Like that's how they're going to adapt it.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about something else. Peter is on Team Tony, evidently, at least from what we've seen in the trailer. Now,
which is not surprising because that's how it's starting in the comic too.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I mean, I've skipped over my general thoughts. I'll circle back to it. But I don't mind that Peter's on Team Tony, because especially if the rumored explanation is true, that Peter is actually someone who's looked up to Tony Stark as a kid, that makes total sense to me. And I think in the context of this universe, it works, and it's organic to the story. And my general thoughts for the MCU Spidey, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. I mean, I have a few like minor details that I want to I hopefully will be addressed either by the time the film comes out or maybe in a future film. But overall, I don't really have many complaints. I think that what they're doing, I think they're generally headed in the right direction. I think that their take on the character is something that I definitely agree with. One criticism that I heard on the internet, and I want to address it right now because I really disagree with it, is the fact that Tom Holland sounds too much like a 15-year-old.
Oh yeah, there's some people that were really heartbroken. He sounds too young, and it's like
he's supposed to be young.
He's 15. There's even some people making a joke by the next time that they'll once again want to reboot everything, they're gonna make him a preschooler because he has to get younger and younger and younger to get the younger kids like this. And it's like I'm listening to people saying this. I'm reading comments. I'm like, Ultimate Spider-Man. He's 15 in the comics. Kind of retcon years later in the 616. He was 15 in the comics.
And it's like, everyone has a right to their own opinion, but to be honest with you, I can't take that argument seriously when, it seems to me like people are complaining about something that is literally supposed to be the point of it. It's like, oh, hey, he sounds too young. He's supposed to be young. It's just, I'll get off my soapbox, but
wait till Marvel Studios Spider-Man 4, and he's going to be starting ESU, and if he still sounds like he's 15, then complain, okay? freshman high school new superhero Peter Parker is going to sound like 15-year-old freshman in high school Peter Parker, people.
Yeah, so, I mean, everyone has a right to their opinion, but I disagree with that stance a lot. So, but I will say that I think the suit looks pretty good. My only gripe with it is I don't really see what the point of the random black stripes on the shoulders and the elbows are. That I don't really like, and I'd like to see those removed. But other than that, suit's fine to me. I like the moving eyes because obviously we've established that the eyes do move on this mask, and I know James has a few thoughts on that. I like that. I like the webbing design. I generally enjoyed the raised webbing in the previous 5 films. It feels weird to say 5 films, but I like the webbing in the previous series. I didn't mind it, but I like the way they've designed it here. The small spider logo is pretty good. Someone actually found someone managed to take a screenshot of the trailer where it shows the back of him when he's flipping, and you see like the classic comic spider design on his back, which I really like. So I don't really have a whole lot. That design. I don't really have a whole lot of complaints with this suit. I like that they've definitely gone classic with it. I think they've done a great job. My only complaint is the black stripes, but to be honest with you, I could probably learn to live with those. Those are a very minor gripe that I have. So overall, I'm pretty pleased. I think the suit looks pretty good. So James, what do you think about the suit?
I like it. The one really cool thing, especially that mask. When you look at the mask, it looks like the comic just jumped out. You look at it and there's no way around it. It's not like and as much as I like Spider-Man 1, but that suit in the first movie was shit. So when you look at that and then you look at this, it's like this one actually looks like Spider-Man come to life. There's a few tweaks in there, like you said, like the black arms, and like the little like lines that are going on looks like on the blue that are these little like line markings. Stuff like that, but other than that, it's like it looks like Spider-Man. Look at that. If you look at it from a distance, you almost swear it's a panel from the comics. That's like a realistic Alex Ross painting. The only like real like my things are not even nitpicks. They're like just small little things. Like that's kind of weird. Like the arm, like the black parts, the black thing on the arm and the boots, and the smaller spider on the logo. It's like I see that the smaller spider logo on the chest, and it's like, okay, that's kind of really small, but I like the design, and it's just it's a smaller spider web. I mean, a smaller spider. God, that's a tongue twister. Smaller spider on the chest, and it's like, okay, it's smaller. Ooh, okay, it's like not that big of a deal. And then the eyes. That sold me because there's 2 reasons online I've been talking about why I love that so much. And that's because, one, it's like the comics, how they got like the artistic license, how you can like Quesada was really weird about it. Like there's sometimes he would make like diamond shaped versions of it too. But like they would like the eye would get bigger and smaller or anglier or wider or whatever, depending on whatever it was his expression, because it was to tell the audience, hey, he's smiling, hey, he's mad, hey, he's upset, hey, he's tired, whatever. Like they would do like stuff like that on the mask to make you realize that. And they'll be able to do this here. And the big reason why that's cool is because hopefully that means you won't have every 5 seconds the mask coming off in a fight just so you can get the actor's face. They can just get around it now by having, you can see the emotion through the mask.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that idea. I think that it's a good idea to have the mask be a bit more expressive this time. That also means that there's probably going to be a bit more CG work involved in this suit, like from a visual effects standpoint, but I don't really mind that, to be honest with you. If it enhances the experience and it enhances the character, I don't see a problem with it.
I don't see how anybody can have a problem with it. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I like it too because some people are trashing it because of, Tony probably is gonna make this suit, but people are forgetting. They've been saying that there's a version of Peter Parker web swinging in New York City for about 6 months, at least 6 months, and he's been doing that. He's been web swinging, and he has his own homemade costume. What's the big deal if a 15-year-old teenager who's probably dirt poor, if it's like the comics, having no money, so he has to make these really shitty web shooters and a really crappy, sewn together by a 15-year-old guy who probably never sewed anything in his life suit. And then Tony seeing him and going, "Kid, you look like you're wearing underoos. Here, I'll make you here. And then using Pete, but he says, "You're brilliant, kid. I'm going to take your thing and I'm actually going to make it where it has parts that will make them work." It's still Peter's idea. It's still Peter's invention. Tony just gave him the fucking tools. People.
And to be honest with you, I don't mind that. And especially, I mean, what James brought up there with the living conditions and Peter being dirt poor. You know, the Russo brothers, the directors of the film, have gone on multiple interviews and said, we're trying to make this very contemporary, very grounded, very realistic. We're trying to do this really, really, really authentic take on Spider-Man. Do you know what the authentic take on Spider-Man is? Well, would be today with basically a quote-unquote single mom and a child. You know, like I don't know what the exact percentage is, but I want to say it's like
who's retired, meaning she's not working too, John.
Yeah, it's like the overwhelming majority of single mothers cannot. They can't even make ends meet to support their children at this point, and it's unrealistic. I think that Peter would have the technology and the ability to create all of this stuff on his own in a 2016 single mother situation. So that doesn't bother me. And like James said, if it is his idea and Tony just comes in and says, "Hey, let me help you out a little bit," that doesn't bother me. I'm okay with that. I can live with that.
Because people are acting like they're going to have Peter have no web shooters, no costume, and Stark says and go, "I'm going to give you a suit, I'm going to give you web shooters, and now I'm going to give you spider tracers, and everything that you've been in the comics is all me because you're in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, bitch." Punishment. And people are like, literally, that's what people are treating it. Like, well, they're punishing him by making him dumber than Tony. And it's like, what are you talking about? Feige has said in interviews, the cool thing about this is we can now say that Spider-Man's been web swinging in New York for 6 months and you haven't even seen him. That tells me right there when he uses the term web swinging in New York. In fucking Ant-Man, they said that the character, like, remember, the girl says he jumps off buildings, crawls on walls, and swings on webs. He has the web shooters already, people. It's just Tony is probably going to make them like, it's going to be like saying if I was smart, genius, and I had to refix my phone, and I was 15 years old, and it was a piece of crap, and then some guy in my class who is really good at technology going, "Hey, if your phone's broken and you're trying to fix it, just give it to me. I can see how to do it." And I even added some new cool features on it. Well, I did it. That doesn't make me any less stupid because it's still my invention. It's just Tony Stark said, "Here's the actual parts that work." That you as the 15-year-old wouldn't be able to get your hands on.
Yeah, so it doesn't bother me. And so it's something else of relevancy here is that I think his name is James Gunn, I think, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, has gone on the internet and just lavished a whole bunch of praise towards Tom Holland, towards Spider-Man, towards the Civil War movie. And he says that Tom Holland is equivalent to Robert Downey Jr. and saying that he is to Spider-Man what RDJ is to Iron Man. And he said that multiple times, and evidently Spider-Man's getting some positive reviews. So I guess it looks like we have some things to be optimistic about. Another thing of note.
I think that has to do with, I think rumors broke that pretty much the Marvel Sony deal is like, as long as the MCU's around, that contract is ongoing. Though Sony can still do Spider-Man movies, like they're gonna be like the spin-off and the Venom movie. But if they want, they could go, "Hey, can we get Downey on the set for this movie?" Sure. We'll have to make a new fucking contract with Downey because it's Downey, but sure, we'll negotiate with you guys. You guys can use the character. Even if it's just him doing voiceover with the suit flying by. You guys can do that. Sure. Oh, can we use him in I think TV shows are only non-voice, so they can't use it on Daredevil.
No,
let's say they tweak the TV contract. Hey, can we tweak the TV contract a little bit because we want to show him and Kingpin teaming up? Sure. We can negotiate that. Sure. I like that how it's clearly from the rumors they're having it. Tom Holland is going to be here until he's 30 years old, married to MJ, and they have to do an adaptation of One More Day to make him 15 again. Seriously, he is here for a long time. Another thing of note is Mark Webb, former director of Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, also shot some praise towards Tom Holland and the Civil War trailer, so that was nice.
But other than that, I mean, is there anything else to talk about with this? I mean, he webbed Steve Rogers' Shield. That was heartbreaking and awesome at the same time.
Okay, no, it's heartbreaking, John. He that's it. That's from the comic. He does that in Civil War too. He takes the shield. Remember, he scares the kids away from it.
I know.
There's that cool shot that's like a variant cover that I wish I could find a poster version of it, where it's like him and the Iron Spider in a web, and he's crawling down towards the shield. Like, so it's not like he took the shield and then like pulled down his pants and took a crap on it, Sean. He put it on his arm just to be a cool badass moment because he's Spider-Man.
All right, but yeah, so that's really all we have to talk about with the MCU Spider-Man today.
There's absolutely zero thing that they can do with this movie that will make me mad. And this is where John brings up a topic that if they do a online speculating, it will probably make me and a whole bunch of other people mad.
Yes, this is our next news topic, and that is Zendaya. I don't know if anyone's familiar with her. She's been on multiple Disney shows, and she's been on Dancing with the Stars that I know of. And she was recently on that ABC comedy Blackish. I think she did a guest starring on there.
I don't watch that show, so I want to know.
Zendaya was announced this week to be cast in the new Spider-Man movie by Sony and Marvel. Now, there are conflicting reports on this. Deadline, who originally broke the story, said that her character is going to be named Michelle, and she's going to be in a leading role, and she's going to be a major part of the story. Then, like 6 hours later, Variety came in and basically called crap on everything but the name, and said, "Okay, she's going to be named Michelle, but she's not going to have a big role, and she's going to be a bigger part in future installments." Now, people don't know if they are referring to an original character or if they're referring to someone who, as James puts it, has a reputation for behaving badly.
Of being a psycho bitch.
There is speculation that Zendaya will be playing Michelle Gonzalez from the Brand New Day era. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Michelle Gonzalez, she is the psychotic brother of Vin Gonzalez.
The psychotic brother of Vin Gonzalez? She got way 10 times more creepy, John. Thank you.
Sorry, the psychotic sister of Michelle Gonzalez. That's that's what happens when I'm trying to think ahead of what I'm actually saying. The psychotic sister of Vin Gonzalez, who was a dirty cop. And so Michelle moves in with Peter after Vin is taken to jail, and she turns out to be the roommate from hell. And
hell. Mephisto was pretty much like, "Damn, Peter, when I took your marriage away from you, I didn't know it was going to be that bad. I'm sorry."
So a lot of people they're unhappy by the possibility that Zendaya could possibly be Michelle Gonzalez. Now, I have my own theories on this, and there are a lot of conspiracy theories going around the internet. James, we'll start with you. Do you think that Zendaya will behave badly in this movie?
Wow, all the people online that were praising Marvel's finally getting the character right. They're going to treat him with respect. Love interest is from Brand New Day era. Fuck Mary Jane.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, we don't mean to shit on the fan base as much as we do.
Like, every time I have posted that comment about everybody who's excited that Marvel got the rights back, well, look, now they cast the Brand New Day character as the main love interest over Mary Jane. I have always put that this is sarcasm. Please understand I'm being sarcastic right now. It's a joke.
It's like
I'm at the point of we don't know. This has happened before in movies that they have said one character is one thing and then they end up being the other. They said Ben Kingsley was the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. They said that what's her name was playing Miranda Tate in Dark Knight Rises and she ended up being Talia. There's precedence with series like this that you'll say one thing and then the character, when you go see the movie, it turns out to be somebody completely different. They could just say, we don't want to spoil that we're going to have Mary Jane in the movie, or Gwen Stacy, or Liz Allen, or somebody. So we're just going to put like a random placeholder name here for now, before we can iron out the details of what girlfriend is. That way people can't jump on us and say, whatever. So we'll just put a placeholder name. Fuller House is on right now. They brought up Michelle. Okay, Michelle's the name of it. Casting slides confirm Michelle Gonzalez has been cast. Internet's on a rage. They're like, well, at least they're not talking about whoever we're really going to have it be. They're going to be really happy when we're. I think that's what it's going to be. It's just a placeholder name for right now. Like maybe they don't know who they want as the love interest, or maybe they don't know what they want. So they're just like, okay, her name is Michelle, and then it's just on the casting sides. And then later on, once they iron out the details, they'll be like, okay, you're now Liz Allen, or you're now Betty Brant, or you're now Sissy Ironwood. Which is one rumor online. People are saying that's because it's going to be Sissy Ironwood, and they don't want to come out and say it. And I'm like, either you are correct or you're completely wrong. And either way, it's going to be a lot better than Michelle Gonzalez. Because at least, like, I even part up this point, if they are going to have it be a girl from the Brand Day era, why is it not even Carly? As somebody who hates Carly and would probably shit on it, and I'm admitting it, it'd be kind of hypocritical. Because I would shit on it if they said she's cast as Carly Cooper. You know, I would be mad about it. But I wouldn't be as mad as if they came out and said that this is Michelle Gonzalez, because at least Carly was a girlfriend. Michelle was just a psycho bitch roommate.
I'll get into my thoughts on this, and it is that I'll be honest with you. When this news broke, I laughed uncontrollably for about 10 minutes because I knew for a fact that they didn't cast Michelle Gonzalez. But the outrage that followed it, when people thought that they had cast Michelle Gonzalez, I knew was going to happen. And so
all the no memes from like YouTube I found, I kept like giving them to John. I'm like, if this is true, this is my expression. And I just gave him like 4 or 5 videos of people screaming no. It was hilarious.
Yep, and I knew that was going to happen from the entire internet. This is not Michelle Gonzalez. I'd calculate the chances of it being Michelle Gonzalez as about 0. All right. In fact, I'd put it as less than 0. It is.
Let me just remind people. John said this week, I go, what are the odds that Spider-Man's gonna be in the new Captain America trailer? John said absolutely 0%. So John's not really good with odds right now.
Yes, James did text me at like 3 a.m. too. I wake up and I see a text message from James. This came in at 2:38 a.m.
Wait, you got that at 3 a.m?
Yeah.
Dude, I sent that at like 7 o'clock at night.
Oh, well, I got it at like 3 a.m. according to my notifications. I didn't see it.
That's really weird.
I didn't see it then because I was sleeping. But yeah, and he was like, "Hey, what are the betting odds of Spider-Man being in the trailer?" I said 0%. I guarantee we won't see him at all in any marketing. And then the trailer dropped like 2 hours later, which was hilarious. But yeah, but I will guarantee you I'm right on this one. I'm right on this one. I know it. But there is no chance this is going to be Michelle Gonzalez. This is either an original character, which I'm okay with. If they want to bring an original character into this movie, I don't mind it. If it's an original character and they make her a fun and interesting character, thumbs up. I approve. Or if it's like James is saying, it's a placeholder name so that they don't spoil who it is, I'm okay with that too. And to be honest with you, if they were to do Michelle Gonzalez, which they won't, but if they were, and they were to do Michelle Gonzalez in name only and make her a fun, cool, interesting character, then I'd probably be somewhat okay with it. But that's not going to happen because it's not going to be Michelle Gonzalez.
My only problem with that is if you're going to go to the trouble of picking Michelle Gonzalez and then completely make her a completely different character, but besides the name, why didn't they just invent their own girlfriend?
I don't know. Maybe Marvel Comics just came in and said like, "Hey, can you actually? We know you're like not going to use the actual character, but can you just use the name?" Sure, whatever.
I don't know, but it's like out of everybody, why would they pick Michelle Gonzalez? That's the confusing thing. Like, if it is, why? Like, if you want a brand new day girl because you know it's Marvel and you want and Dan Slott and everything, you want to like a conspiracy theory, like some people were saying, you want to promote the new girlfriends over at Gwen and Mary Jane and get them kind of over with the movie crowd. Why didn't they use Carly? Why didn't they use Anna Maria? Why didn't they even use that one? I even made the joke like online on my list of people who would better up. That one chick, what's her name? Like Yen or whatever. I can't even pronounce her name. The girlfriend is now with whatever her name is. What's her name? The girl who tried to kill him last issue or whatever.
Leanne Tang.
Yeah, whatever. What's her name? I can't even remember. I'm like, why did they pick somebody like that then to get them over with a movie audience and try to get the character over? They picked Michelle, who hasn't been seen since 2009.
Yeah, but I guarantee you it's not Michelle Gonzalez. I guarantee you. All right, so
news breaks tomorrow that she's cast as Michelle Gonzalez.
I'm gonna throw something if that happens.
Not only that, but when the trailer, but then when you go into the movie studio, the movie theater, and you watch Captain America 3, he goes, "Oh, I gotta call my girlfriend Michelle." Oh, okay, yeah, it's so sad that she's the only survivor, and every other girl, Felicia, Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, they all died in the school in a big school fire 3 years ago. Yeah, I know, that's so sad that Michelle Gonzalez is the only girl that survived. John, this will be John in the theater, and I'm done with Captain America. Wow.
Probably, yeah. All right, but yeah. So, any other thoughts on Michelle Gonzalez, or not Michelle Gonzalez, I should say, behaving badly?
If she is, I guarantee you right now, she's just a movie one girlfriend. It's gonna just be a girl. It's the way they could do it. Like some people have said, is she's the love interest in name only. In that Peter has a crush on her, and she's the popular girl. And then at the end of the movie, he doesn't get her because he's still nerdy Peter Parker at the end of the day. He's not going to take off his mask and reveal I'm Spider-Man. She's going to fall in love with him. He's still 15-year-old nerdy Peter Parker when they go back to school the next day. So she's the love interest in name only. She's there for the first movie, and then movie 2 or the ending of the first movie, here comes Gwen, or here comes Mary Jane, or here comes some other girlfriend from the comics. I guarantee right now, if it is Michelle or if it's a new character, she's only a movie one villain. A movie one girlfriend.
No, you had it right.
Only in name only.
All right. So I guess moving off of that, that's pretty much all the news for this week. Man, we haven't done news in months. We haven't talked about any because there's been no news on anything. But
Dead No More. And the news that we got about Dead No More is it sure is an event coming up.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that news sure did hit this week. That sure did happen. But speaking of comics,
yeah,
this comic. Boy, this sure did come out this week. Yes, this is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 4, number 9. All new story, Scorpio Rising, starts now.
Scorpio Rising, I thought every goddamn issue has been Scorpio Rising, because every fucking issue so far has been all, Scorpio, I'm the evil mastermind of everything. I mean, it's like literally, god damn it, I'm so tired of this right now. The Scorpio people.
Well, evidently it's going to be over in a couple issues, so.
If it's not, I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to do, there's this wrestling video I like to watch on YouTube called No DQ. And this guy has a thing that if Roman Reigns doesn't turn heel, he's not going to shave. And if he does do the thing that fans really think will be interesting and cool and not just do the thing everybody thinks Vince is going to do, which is this what Vince McMahon wants, he will shave if they actually do something predictable. If Dan Slott stops using the Scorpio and all this shit after this arc, I will shave this beard. If not, I'm on a beard shaving strike. Which probably means I'm never going to shave for the next 5 years, and I'll be like a hobo.
All right. Well, we have it on the air. James has made his promise. All right. But so going
I want to clarify. If 6 months later they come back, I'm still going to shave because at least they're done for now. It's not like this where so far how every issue there's somehow involvement by the Scorpion and the Zodiacs. And I just do not care. It's like, why are you still in my book? You should have been done with by issue 3.
All right, but Scorpio Rising Part 1, One-Way Trip. We got a Dan Slott writer, Giuseppe Camuncoli penciler, Kim Smith inker, Marte Garcia colorist, VC's Joe Caramagna on lettering, Alex Ross on the cover, assistant editor Devin Lewis, and editor Nick Lowe. Spider-Man created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. So where do we begin? We begin in the Baxter Building, the New York headquarters of Parker Industries, right at 6 p.m. local time, where Nick Fury Jr. comes bursting into the Baxter Building. Excuse me, sir, do you have an appointment? An appointment? I'm Nick Fury, and my appointment is I'm an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sorry, but I need to see some ID.
No, you're just his illegitimate child. Shut the hell up. I was hoping for somebody to say that. No, you're just his illegitimate child that was only introduced because Sam Jackson.
And so all of a sudden Spider-Man says, hey, up here, I got to tell you something. Hey, everyone. Spider-Man, I don't have time for this. Where's your boss? Forget him. Trust me, you'll love this. I just had an idea. This very second. Cut to another panel of local time, 6:01 p.m. I'm already frustrated with this. So Spidey takes Nick Fury's arm like he's escorting him to prom or something. Guys, don't worry. He's with me. Pete told me he's been bouncing around ideas all day on how to locate the Scorpio. Well, I think I've cracked it. I'd rather hear what Parker has to say. He's the genius. Yeah, but even geniuses get stuck now and then. And believe me, I always see things from different angles. So he takes Fury up to the bay of the Arachno rocket.
When I read that, John, when I read that and I heard the Arachno rocket, I literally, I kid you not, John, this was me. I just read it and I'm like this.
Yes. I want to repeat that. The Arachno rocket.
It's like Batman. It's like 60s Batman. Robin, hand me the bat shark repellent spray. The Arachno rocket.
So Spider-Man, and Nick Fury, they put on their spacesuits, and they're going to use shield satellites.
Because Peter needs to show him his Arachno rocket.
They're going to use shield satellites to pinpoint Scorpio's location, but the Zodiac hacked our systems. Remember, Scorpio still has remote control over them. We're completely shut out. I know. Hence the crazy idea. We're going to reactivate him manually to the Arachno rocket. Da, 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 da. And so
hey,
here's the best thing about the Arachno rocket. Built-in playlist, buddy.
John, can I say something? John, can I say something, please? Now I know why Amazing Fantasy 15 Peter Parker's whole, asking out Sally will never worked out. He walked over going, "Hey Sally, you want to see my Arachno rocket?"
Jesus.
It's like this is the dumbest thing. This is like 50s Batman right here, John. Like, oh, get me my bat toothbrush and my bat coffee and my bat cheeseburger, Robin, pronto. While I sit in my bat chair here in my bat living room in the bat cave.
So the Scorpio's base in Paris. He said he summons the Gemini because he's like, why have I been summoned here so early? This isn't when I regularly get my morning horoscope. And they say that the Spider-Man has put a plan into motion and they didn't see it coming. How? I've given you the twofold powers of the Gemini. You see a day ahead. Well, we restart at a certain point every day. We restart at midnight every day. And there's a little bit of a window that we can't see. And he came up with this plan he just happened to come up with this plan just in the span of that window. James, I hate my life.
John, I repeat, this sounds nothing like this guy.
Oh my God. It's just like, I can't even, oh my God. This comic does get better from here. I'll give it that.
You know what the sad thing is? I'm making all these Batman jokes, but there actually was a bat rocket.
So the Scorpio says, you know what? This is a problem that I can handle. The skies are mine to command. So Spidey and Fury, they head out to a shield satellite. And Spider-Man has actually managed to figure out that because Scorpio hacked into their satellites, he may be able to find the program still in there and use it to trace Scorpio to his base, which is something
that's bullshit.
James, we're talking about a comic where a guy crawls on walls, spin webs, and has something named the Arachno rocket. That's not the most unbelievable thing in this issue.
No, it was a joke, John. Like I'm not calling bullshit on the rocket, but I'm calling bullshit on that. Thank you, John, for not getting the sarcasm. Thank you.
I'll be here all week, James. But so he hacks into the satellite, but all of a sudden, some other shield satellites take a very strange targeting at them, and he says, "What? How?" And Fury screams, "How the hell are they targeting us?" And just at that moment, in Scorpio's base, yes, This is how it was meant to be. My victory over you, both written in the stars and guided by my hand. Farewell, Spider-Man. So Fury tries to take out as much of the satellites as he can, but according to him, the law of averages says sooner or later he's going to miss one. Got it. Both the Zodiac Key and the Stolen Relic. They're in France, Nick. Smack dab in the middle of Paris. Good work, kid. But there's a big-ass satellite over there that I can't shoot. I'm not Samuel. I'm not actually Samuel L. Jackson, so I'm not invincible. Don't worry, I still got one trick up my sleeve. Arachno Rocket to the rescue.
Hearing John say, I read the panel, John, but hearing you actually say out loud, Arachno Rocket to the rescue.
And so the rocket flies right into the satellite and blows it up. Cool. There you go. One problem solved. Solved? You crazy wall-hugging spider lover. You crazy wall-hugging
of a spider.
You crazy wall-hugging spider lover. That was our ride. You'll be okay. Look, the International Space Station is right over there. Okay, but where are you going? Paris. One-way trip, no stops. Remember that guy, like maybe a year ago or a couple of years ago, who tried to jump from the International Space Station and land safely back on Earth? Yeah, Spider-Man's decided he's going to pull that trick here. Spidey jumps off of the satellite, and he says, okay, I'm kind of having second thoughts here. Maybe I didn't think this through. I can do this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Spider-Man, maybe this was a bad idea. But I built my spider armor tough. It can handle re-entry, and web shoots can slow me down enough from terminal velocity, ? Explanation point. Yes, did the math in my head. It'll work. Hell, Iron Man does stuff like this all the time. Yeah, well, you're no Iron Man.
Ha ha, ha ha. We get it, Slot. We get it. Ha ha, ha ha.
But bad brain, stop it. I can do this. Me, Peter Parker, all on my own. Oh shit, I just wet my suit. Anna Maria, I need a new suit over here. But all right, so yeah, at the London headquarters of Parker Industries, Anna Maria is talking to the Prime Minister. Hey, she's talking to David Cameron. What's up, David Cameron? All right, but yes, Prime Minister, we are aware of the situation. Satellites are down around the globe, but I assure you, our proprietary webware network is holding strong. We'll do our best. We'll do our best to share our bandwidth free of charge with everyone in the UK, but priority must be given to emergency services first. Of course, Mr. Marconi. Please carry on. Oh, is that the pig over there? I'm sorry. Anyone who knows what that reference is to. I'm sorry. I had to do that. Okay. But, so Anna Maria's boyfriend walks in. Hey, and I thought you could do with a late night nibble. Yes. Okay. That was some dialogue. Aiden, Blaine, you, sir, are a lifesaver. Just some sweets. You're always cooking for me. Thought I'd return the favor. Come here. Kiss. Work. Flick, flick. Anna, would you care for a tasty beverage? My Anna, how dare that miserable wretch touch you like that? Unacceptable. This cannot stand. I won't allow it, because I am the superior living brain. Brain, are you all right? Your vocal subroutines sound... Anna, come in! Spider-Man, is that you? You're breaking up. Yes, I literally am. Can you bring me a new suit? What, you're in New York? No, I was in space. Now I'm plummeting towards Paris. All right. She's like, okay, this is totally happening right now. So Spider-Man does manage to successfully land on Earth via some very concentrated webbing and some lucky, well, not really lucky, but very considerable maneuvering. So he lands. He lands so hard that he creates a crater in the streets of Paris. And just as he's about to get up, the Scorpio shows up with his powered-up key. Nice try. You had a brief window of time, Spider, the tiniest chance of getting the drop on me, but that window's closed. I'm a day ahead of you now, so I know you don't make it to tomorrow. Dun, dun, dun! To be continued next month on Spider-Man.
To be continued next month on Who the Hell Cares?
All right, James. What'd you think of this comic?
The one plot line that's going to have any goddamn meaning for years to come when people go, hey, remember this issue 9 of Volume 4? The only thing people are going to remember is, yeah, how fucking stupid was the Arachno? I mean, the Anna Maria thing is pretty cool because it sets up why Ock's going to be evil when he does come back, because it's going to be he's going to want revenge on that guy for being with his Anna. It's going to be like, classic Doc Ock where I can't have her, nobody can, so I'm going to try to take over the world kind of thing. And it's going to be like, oh, Ock never learns, kind of thing. Like because so far he's just been, oh, he's a creepy robot, kind of obsessed with her. But then again, he was going to marry her, so let's give him a little bit leeway. This is going to be like, nope, as soon as I come back, that guy's dead. So it's like, that should be the focal point. That should be the major thing. It's we're like, finally, we're getting the ball moving a little bit more in the whole Doc Ock thing. This is for the first, it's what, issue 1?
They've barely touched this Doc Ock plot for, I think maybe this is the 3rd appearance of this.
Yeah, it's issue 1, this is Johnny thing, and now this. Is this the first appearance of the boyfriend? Because I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, this is the first appearance that I know of. I'm pretty sure this is his debut.
So Slott just likes just throwing in love interest now with no introduction or anything. It's like, oh yeah, hey, here's my boyfriend. The Nick Fury thing, it's like, haha, get it. He's not the Nick Fury, ha 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 ha. Then you got the Arachno thing, which is like, God damn it. It's like the dumbest. It's like Dan Slott's like, you know what, people? I brought back the Spider-Mobile, the dumbest thing from the 70s. I got to rectify that. I got to make something that's even dumber. And then you got the whole, but I'm not Iron Man. I'm not Tony Stark. And it's like, we get it, Dan. You want to say he's not. But when you got other books that are fucking drawing Peter Parker and Tony Stark as parallels now, you can't make that claim.
Oh
it's one thing to make Peter Parker a scientist running his own company, because he won't be the first comic book character to have this. It's the fact that it's completely obvious that they're just trying to make him the new Tony Stark.
And they're also trying to make Tony Stark the new Peter Parker.
But that's more because Tom Brewer needs Tony to be the flagship. So he says, whatever works for Spider-Man can work here. Well, then what does that leave for Spider-Man? Whatever Tony had.
All right, Jim. Any other thoughts on this issue before I go into mine?
Nothing else happened. It's like, I don't care. Why is Spider-Man spending his whole time with S.H.I.E.L.D. now? Well, because he's the new Tony Stark. I get that. But it's like, it's a S.H.I.E.L.D. book. I'm reading Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. gets starring Spider-Man. And then he has to contact Anna Maria. And it's like, it's Spider-Man we're reading. It's like we're reading Spider-Man and I'm getting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's like, if I want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'll watch Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Netflix.
So I take it you're giving this a thumbs down?
It's got to get a thumbs down, because the only memorable thing that I'll remember is the fucking rocket, and it's because of how stupid it is.
I will say that I made fun of this issue, but I did enjoy parts of it. I did like Spider-Man being able to figure out a way of tracking down the Zodiac. I liked that he was very hands-on. I liked to see him working with his tech skills. I thought that was nice. I didn't mind the fact that Nick Fury was protecting him from the oncoming satellites, because it made sense to me that they would work together like that, and that Spider-Man would be dealing with the tech stuff while Nick Fury was dealing with the brute force. I didn't mind that very much, and plus Spider-Man was the one who was still contributing more to the plot. To bring up the scene that we just mentioned of Spider-Man plummeting to Earth and having to call Anna Maria for a new suit, I don't really mind that much. I did like that he was able to successfully make it to Earth, not by luck or anything, but by his own scientific cunning. And, he was able to use the right concentration of webbing. He was using, he was activating his suit's emergency beacon to, give a warning to oncoming people. And, he was able to position himself just so that he wouldn't actually, die. So hopefully, I think it's I think it's a pretty good scene. I don't mind that Anna Maria had to bring him a new suit because Mary Jane's had to do things like that for him in the past. It just happens sometimes. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. So I didn't really have a big problem with that. The thing I did have a problem with, though, and that I was really I stressed this in the recap, and I thought I'll stress it again here. Yes, okay, we get it. We get that Spider-Man came up with this plan right at the very second where the Gemini could not see into the future. You didn't pound that in. You pounded it in not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. We get it. You could have explained it once, and I would have gotten it. I'm not stupid. Contrary to what some of our viewers and maybe James may think, I'm not stupid. So I could understand it without you explaining it 4 times. It was really annoying. So that part
John,
of it.
if it makes you funny better, here's our French fry.
And the other thing I didn't like, which we made fun of, was the Arachno rocket. It was overdone. It was too much, and I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. The Doc Ock Anna Maria scene, it's fine. I'm interested to see where it goes, but this is more of a criticism on the series itself, is that there is so much going on that this probably very important plot is getting lost, and it's not getting any focus whatsoever. And so when this scene comes up, I'm like, oh, hey, remember this subplot? Oh, yeah, this. It's a nice scene, but I have no emotional resonance with it. So that was it's kind of neutral for me. But other than that, Cam and Coley, Cam Smith, Marte Garcia, they all do a great job on the artwork. The book looks gorgeous. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to say. This is very much a setup issue. This is definitely a stereotypical part 1 to a story. Other than that, there's really nothing else for me to say. I give it a thumb sideways personally. I think it's a good enough starting point for where the story needs to go and to create an exciting arc. I think that there's a lot of good foundation here and a lot of good basis that the incoming issues can draw from, but it also suffers a lot from the idea that I want things to get moving, kind of get the ball rolling a bit, and that's where this issue kind of comes down a bit. So it is a thumb sideways from me. But that's pretty much gonna end my review of ASM Volume 4, Number 9. And I don't think James has any other thoughts. He's also giving it a thumbs down.
Like the only 2 positives I can say about this issue, the artwork is nice, and the Ragnarok was funny enough that it made me laugh a few times because of how dumb and stupid it is. That's it. I can't say another single thing that's positive in this whole issue.
All right, so that's going to do it for our review of ASM Volume 4, Number 9. That's also going to do it for this episode of the podcast. We don't really have anything else to talk about today. So, James, any final words for the listeners before we sign off? Any shout-outs?
I guess to McDonald's. I'm loving it.
All right, is that it?
Yes.
All right. My shout out this week: Marvel, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Kevin Feige, Amy Pascal, the Russos, Tom Holland, John Watts, Dan Slott, Giuseppe Camicoli, Nick Lowe, Devin Lewis. All of those people. Thank you for Spider-Man. Zendaya, shout out to you.
If you're even cast.
Yeah, so shout out to all those people. Thank you for Spider-Man. Thank you for the comics review this week. Thank you for what you did with the Civil War trailer and the movies. Shout out to Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. and everyone else who's in the Civil War cast and crew. Holy heck. Yes.
Shout out to you guys because you guys deserve it. Because so far, the movie's been all about you and one 5-second, 10-second shot of Spider-Man, and they're completely all irrelevant. Robert Downey Jr. was made irrelevant by Tom Holland because Spider-Man. That's how strong the character still is.
Let me just tell you, my favorite scene from the trailer. Stand down. Final warning. I could do this all day.
My favorite non-Spider-Man
awesome.
one. My favorite non-Spider-Man one is the one of the helicopter shooting at Black Panther. He's just standing there. That's badass.
Oh my god. And let me just tell you, for those of you who've not seen the trailer, possible spoilers, Don Cheadle is so dead.
No, I think he's alive.
He's so dead.
I think he's alive.
No, I think he's going to be the Bill Foster of this thing. From the comic Civil War event.
I think he's alive because they showed it in the trailer. That's why I think it's going to be like a shot where it's probably going to be like the ending shot of the battle, and he's going to go to him, he's going to take off the mask, and he's going to be unconscious, and then later on there'll be a shot like in the not the end credit, but a shot later on in the movie where it's him and you see like the faint heartbeat going on at the hospital and Tony's standing over him or something like that. Like, I'll buy the best medical staff money can buy, to help you, Rhodey, and he's just unconscious or in a coma or something like that.
Dude, that trailer, that was good. I loved it. Oh, man, I'm so pumped. May 6th, buddy. And let me tell you, though, it is really disappointing because I hear that Fandango is doing like a 5-movie marathon, starting with first Avenger, then Avengers 1, then Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, and then finally Civil War. Like on May.
It's called like 5th? Ultimate Captain America or something like that. They're calling the event.
I have finals that day, and I can't go to it. I want to go to it so bad. Oh man, I'm so sad.
It was like me when Star Wars came out because I wanted to go to the all 6 movie marathon leading up to episode 7, and it was like I couldn't go because I had literally finals that day. I had a test I had to make.
I have finals that day. Come on. But yeah, so the shout out to the Civil War trailer. I mean, hot damn. Man, I'm ready. Other shout outs this week. Man, I really don't have any. That's all I've got for this week. So yeah, thank you guys, all of you, for tuning in. We've had multiple live viewers for this show, so thank you very much. Thank you for being interested in our podcast.
How many, John? I got a question for you. How many of them were there for the Spider-Man movie talk, and then both as soon as we talked about ASM9?
Actually, nobody was here for the movie talk. They came in while we were talking about Zendaya and the comic.
Well, then everybody go back and rewind now.
I'm sure that some of them dropped out, so I'm sure that some of them probably are going to go back and do that later. But,
some of them are probably like, they said they're talking about the movie. They're talking about Zendaya in the movie. I mean, the comic. This is bullshit.
But yeah, so thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Like I said, going over to SpidermanFanRave.com, go and check out the new layout that I made. Well, I didn't make it. I just took some WordPress themes and put some pictures in. There you go. But other than that, yeah, I got nothing else to say for this week. So thank you for everyone for tuning in.
I got one more shout out before we go off the air. Shout out to Jim Martin, whoever you are out there. Thank you. You made me and John day with a certain comment you made on a YouTube video. Thank you.
All right, everyone. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week.